Man, Mama T, when are those pipes ever gonna burst? Because the way you bring us in is just something special. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Professor and the Samp. I'm your host, Bobby Sampson, and I got my man, the man who runs the forest, the man who runs the forest with an iron paw or fist, the
I like
professor,
talking.
the paw, the professor himself, the all-knowing, our oracle, our WSN wise man, the professor himself, Professor Bear. Happy Monday, man. How are you, sir?
Happy Monday.
What's shaking, bacon?
So I'm thinking this was a crazy weekend for wrestling.
Mm,
Um, it was good, a lot of good stuff. Actually, went to two wrestling shows again on the weekend, Friday and Saturday, which was a tremendous. The only down part to it is the second show I went to was at a small college I had never been to,
right.
and the campus was super small and the parking is ridiculous. I was about 20 minutes late for trying to get a parking spot and find the gym. It was crazy, but got some great positives out of it, so I'm
Hey,
happy.
man. That's amazing. That's amazing. We'll get into that as we go along here because I think this is going to become a segment, and I'm going to call it Bears Weekend at Indie Shows, right? And I think it's something we can work with here. And I just came up with
Yes,
that
sir.
right now, man. I didn't even tell you about that, right?
That
So
that sounds good.
we could do that, man. I think that'd be a really cool little segment there. And everyone in the Tennessee area, the Kentucky area, and all the surrounding areas where the professor shows up, you just let the bear in. Bear doesn't pay fees. The bear doesn't have to pay admission. That's all I got to say about that.
I will say this: they definitely take care of me, so
It better.
I have no complaints.
It better, man, because I got Nexus now, so I can get into the States pretty quick. So but you know what though? I heard that your man in charge canceled Nexus for a little while.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't. Uh,
Anyways, that's neither here or there. But hey, let's just get into it. So listen, let's start with WWE. I mean, AEW has Revolution. We're gonna get into that, but here's what we need to talk about. Rewind to 2024. Cody Rhodes wins the world title. Everyone's loving it. 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 likes. Everyone's about it. This is what should have been done. How fickle are the fans, man? The guy wins the title on Friday for a third time. They're calling him Hulk Hogan. They're raking this guy through the coals. 157,000 dislikes at the last time I looked for this particular reign of Cody Rhodes. Now, isn't it fair to say that when Cody left AEW, the fans were kind of turning on him there when he left?
oh, definitely, definitely.
So is Cody just doesn't not want to become a heel again, or is he just look, dude, turn him heel, and now you turn him heel. The
Yeah,
other
I mean,
problem we have is like of those 157,000. Now they're saying that bots were involved and this and that. I have one thing to say to the IWC, to all the marks out there, to all the people complaining and bitching and moaning all the time. You guys really care. You guys love wrestling so much that you have to hate something so bad. You have to go out on your keyboards and complain so much. You know what that tells me, guys? You guys love wrestling more than me. Bear, your thoughts?
so I have to quote one of our brothers in WSN, Tevin, and he says it all the time. Wrestling fans are fickle. I mean, and again, he definitely isn't wrong, and that's what we do. We are. we're like, if it's not that new shiny toy, we're not happy. And the Cody thing, it for me, is they've been planting seeds for damn near 6 months now of Cody turning heel. And we wanted Drew to win. We finally got the win, but what did he exactly do? He only had a defense against Sammy.
One defense since you won it.
Exactly. And everything else, he was interfering in matches and taking out people. So I understand why people were upset with that because it goes back to what we as fans always holler, who deserves this, who deserves that, right?
Right.
And no matter how bad the whining and complaining Drew did, it was sensible because most of it he wasn't lying about. So they were like, give him a good run where he can hold the title without pandemic, without somebody beating him right away. Because if you think about it, he's won the title twice now and had short reigns. So now, with all that being said, I understand why it was a short reign. Because apparently he's about to leave and go film.
Filming Highlander.
Right. So, okay, cool, whatever. But giving it back to Cody, you're going to turn him heel because, again, people are tired. And this is one of those things that I always complain about. You got to have someone who could take the reign from the top stars for a while. You keep using the same people, you burn us fans out. And it's I mean every I would challenge anyone to name a wrestler that was on top that they did not get burnt out of.
Hangman Page.
Oh, people are tired of him.
So that's what I'm
There's some,
saying. He's another example.
yeah,
And
yeah,
we'll get into that preview and we'll get into that preview later on. But that's just another example. So both sides are equally guilty of this, right?
yeah, yeah.
Now,
I mean,
look,
the whole wrestling world
we
does
can we
this.
can see the show constantly changing now, though. We can see Mania constantly going through changes here. Because at first I felt, first they're telling us this might turn into a 5-6 man way. Okay.
What
Now,
I was gonna say, and we bitched and complained about that.
right. But I always get a feeling that they put these things out. I almost feel they leak it themselves to see what people are going to say, right? Because
Yeah,
Sammy's still lurking around. I mean, we got to read between the lines here. That the segment between Sammy and Randy backstage. Sometimes he's got to be selfish, he said to him. Sometimes you just got to go after. So what does that mean? Like, I really don't want Sammy in this match at WrestleMania. I have no problem with Cody versus Randy because honestly, bro, this story. Sorry, that was my inner Russo. Um, the reality of it is, this story speaks for itself. Okay, Randy versus Cody makes sense if
I,
they turn him heel.
I agree with you. I necessarily don't have a problem with it. I just don't, and it's gonna sound crazy. Don't have a problem with it, but I don't want to see it. It's nothing that makes me. It's not that. Oh my God, I have to see this match moment for me.
The
It's
only
like,
the only two matches that make sense for Cody at WrestleMania is Randy or Jacob.
and I'm glad you brought Jacob up because now, what are you gonna do with Jacob? Now,
Jacob and Drew go 1-on-1.
yes, I heard they're going to let them go one on one and possibly let Jacob do the injury thing on him.
Well, that's what he'll
Which,
do. That's how you get him off, right? I mean,
yeah,
because I mean, okay, I knew already, and this is the sad part for us. We know stuff that's happening backstage already.
yeah,
All right. So my whole thing was, and I never brought it up because I wanted to see how they were going to play this out. You put the strap on Drew, you know he's going away. I already knew the reign wasn't going to be long. And if it was going to last, it was going to last till Mania, and he was going to drop it to whoever he goes against, right? He was not going to be your champion after WrestleMania because of this endeavor.
Right.
So people have to understand that he chose to go make a movie. You
Okay.
can't get mad at the booking, and you definitely can't blame Road Dogg anymore.
Right.
You can't blame Road Dogg. They have a new person in charge of creative overall. A
Yeah.
girl, I can't remember her name. I'll find it later here. But she's from TKO. She's gonna oversee the creative now to a certain extent. I think Triple H still signs off, but they're shaking it up in the rooms, right? Road Dogg's gone. So whatever we see going forward, we cannot use the excuse of Road Dogg and Triple H. Just can't.
Well,
Well, Triple
and,
H maybe you if you want.
right.
I mean,
But one thing I wanted to go touch back on, but it's the same thing with Roman and Cody. They're going off. They're filming Street Fighter.
well, they already have.
It's already wrapped.
It's pretty much done. Yeah, it's pretty much
Okay.
done. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Cody and him are both in it. Yeah, I get that, but I think it's pretty much done. It's just kind of in post production now, I believe. Don't quote me on it, but
Well,
it's pretty much there and done.
and like you said, us knowing backstage, it tanks a little bit for us of creative.
But we know
So
what's coming. How they get there,
right,
we don't know, but we already know what the destination is, right?
right,
The
and
smart thing here is look, we almost have to look at this WrestleMania 42 as a transitional WrestleMania. All right. From the get-go, it's been negative. From New Orleans, screwing over New Orleans to go back to Vegas for a second time. From that point, you knew this thing was going to be troubled.
then the dumb ideal of, hey, you can't show WrestleMania in your establishment up to, was it 25 miles?
About I think it's a 50-mile radius.
50. That they are doing everything in their power to drain wrestling fans of their money.
Well,
And
look,
it's
the reality
ridiculous.
is because their tickets aren't selling.
Well, of course, why would it? Look,
It's not,
here,
no, it's not even that. It's
no,
not even
no,
the program, bro, Bear. It's the
no,
fact that
no,
you're
no.
losing all your international fans.
Right. Exactly. And what I was going to say is look at AEW. And it's not a fair comparison, but
But they
it's
are
still
number
a
two.
lot of sense. They are selling tickets. They almost got a legitimate sellout for their pay-per-view this Sunday.
Yes, in Los
You
Angeles.
know how much their least expensive ticket is?
Tell me, Bear.
$38. You can go to a damn pay-per-view for $38.
Well, hey, Bear, we're getting AEW. We're getting a
Revolution.
pay-per-view here in
Oh,
April,
you
I
are?
believe. Yeah, we're getting one here.
Oh, that's cool.
I can't remember the name. I apologize.
No, no.
But the reality is, I am gonna go check out that show. I'm gonna go and check out what the ticket prices are. I mean, definitely, I'm gonna be there, right?
Right.
Um, but yeah, that's the thing, man. It's the reasonability is out of but it applies to so many different things. Okay, we're not a
Yeah.
political show. We're not political in any way. But the reality of it is, it's just not ticket price. This is inflation. It's the cost of bread. It's the cost of eggs. It's the cost of the bare
Gas,
necessities.
man.
Forget
Stupid.
forget Oreo cookies. Okay, I'm just talking bare necessities,
Man.
right? And if though the bare necessities are so expensive, everything else is expensive around you. So where's the balance? There is no balance right now in the world. The other problem is, man, it's like, okay, how you WrestleMania relies on the international crowd. Off the
And
year, we were talking about the casual fan, right?
right.
These events, the big four in the WWE, look them up, people, if you don't know. But the big four in the WWE rely on the casual fan. The casual fan is the money fan. The casual fan will buy the merch. The casual fan is the guy who goes to WrestleMania World Shop and spends $1,500 on nonsense, while
Yep.
the rest of us don't. The real fans don't. Real fans don't spend that kind of money at shows,
Nope.
right? So, with the political climate in the world the way it is, with Vegas gouging everybody, okay? Vegas itself is gouging everybody.
Yeah, because they don't have a lot of people coming too, so they got to try to make that money somehow.
Exactly. Right. So you have all those kind of things going on. People around the world are looking at your wonderful country. And I say it's a wonderful country because I've driven through it, man. I mean, I'm a border town, right? Most of
Right.
us live on the border. I live in the Pacific Northwest. You want to talk about beautiful scenery? Some of God's best work was done out here.
What what's amazing to me is like you and your point to WrestleMania in Vegas, and you said it perfectly. The international fans, because WrestleMania draws in so many different countries. But again, not being political, why would I come to the States if I don't know? I might get uh, grabbed up and sitting in deportation for 20 days for nothing.
Bruv, and that's just part of it. I think a lot of it has to do with the commentary that's coming out of the country. I think a lot of it has to do with
Oh,
what's happening around the world as well in
exactly.
terms of travel and how difficult they're making it to travel. I'm your neighbor, bro. I'm right above you. And you know how hard it is? They're making it for us to come in there.
Yeah.
And it goes both ways. It goes both ways. We're Forget the rest of the world. Without Canada, Vegas is dying.
It, it, I
Okay.
saw I saw a thing they were talking about how bad, uh, how much money the states are losing just this year alone for everything. That now they are putting out ads to beg people to come and do things, and it's like, why would I, if I'm any other, if I do not live in the States, why the hell would I come over there and take a chance? And I look on TV and I see what you're doing to your own people.
Well, that's it. And you know what? You know, I'm a guy that would actually hop in my car and go south just because I wanted a sourdough jack. You know what I mean? That's how close I am to everything.
Right,
Like literally, if I go down, if I drive 10 minutes, I can start roaming in Bellingham, in Washington State. And places like Bellingham and places like Blaine rely on Canadians more than they do their own population.
right. And,
If we
and man,
don't come down, it becomes a ghost town.
I, I, I live uh 30 minutes from um Smoky Mountains.
Mm,
I, and I was, matter of fact, was there Saturday. No, Friday. Friday
right,
I was there, yeah, to see
right.
wrestling. And it's like you just feel that it's something in the air, just like, geez, something don't feel right. You don't,
Nothing feels right anymore. Everyone's just
it's
under this
crazy.
umbrella of fear, man. And it's affecting sports now.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And this is a huge factor for Mania, to tie it back all up and to close this, for now, because this will be a topic that I don't think will ever die. Um, but that's the biggest issue here. Ticket prices are more expensive than they were last year. So you're making it more expensive. You're giving us something that most people aren't interested in, right? I
Right.
mean, let's see how the show builds up. I don't want to shit on it because it's still early. We still got
Couple
5 weeks, six, five
Yeah.
weeks before everything. We don't know how this is all going to play out. Um,
True. Let me say this.
yeah.
Um, since we're just talking about the card real quick, what is your take about of Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley's online beef.
It's hard to tell. And you know what? I think it's fine because they need to build it. And sometimes self promotion is what you need. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
And that's they're doing a great job of it. How much of it is legit? I don't know. How much of it's a work shoot, 50-50, you know, who knows? But Jade is a personality in herself.
yeah,
Okay. But she's not 100% the character she's trying to be.
right.
Okay. The reality of Jade Cargill, she has a lot of heat backstage, because of her persona and the way she acts and everything. And I think some of that's now she's met her match in Rhea Ripley, who's not afraid to rebuttal
Yeah,
and say what's what back to her. Prime example of it, and it's perfectly fair what she said. Yeah, you have a great body, Jade, but you're aesthetically pleasing. I trained to fight.
yeah,
And that's a clear indication it truly is. So I like that buildup. I like it because I mean, we people are saying, oh, how many times is Rhea going to get a title shot? Where everyone was so happy when she got title shots, right? Like you said, it comes right down to that whole thing of fans being fickle.
yeah.
Okay, wrestling fans
And
are the easiest fans to manipulate, to swerve, to change. And prime example of what have you done for me today?
exactly. And
Literally, best example of it, WrestleMania 13. I've already brought it up. Brett versus Austin. Both guys walked in. One was a heel, one was a face. At the end of the match, roles were reversed. Not a word was spoken. Yet 20,000 plus people all agreed in one moment. Yeah, we hate this guy now.
yeah,
Right?
and and I mean, you're right. And again, that's what
All I'm going
we
to say,
fans.
sorry, last thing before I pass it on. All I hope is if I ever, if I'm ever in a position where I have to be judged by a jury, I hope none of them are wrestling fans.
Well, I look at it like this. Everybody has that right. You like who you like, you don't you dislike who you dislike. That's
Absolutely.
fine. That's the thing that keeps us as wrestling fans going on the product.
For sure.
But we have to be careful, not fans to say, but the bookers. Again, I get wanting to cater to your fans sometimes and do, but some things you have to be careful on. You don't want to burn the candle at both ends, and that's what I feel like has become the real effect and the Cody effect, the Roman effect. They've seen them so much, they're always winning and doing certain things. People are like, okay, give me something new. Who in the world would have thought that fans would want to or mad at Rhea for getting title shots than Charlotte? You know,
Well,
it
it
is,
helps the fact that Charlotte hasn't had a title shot in almost 2 years.
and that's my point. It's like, okay, she's not getting a title shot, but she won the tag titles. People like, okay. But then they made a good team comedy. They had a different vibe. Okay, great.
Yeah.
But again, it's just certain athletes get things and it don't make sense. Like, look, I was with Drew. Why in the hell are we having a elimination chamber and then the person who lost the elimination chamber still get a shot? Just like he didn't win the Royal Rumble,
But if we're
but
looking
he's
at the story, okay, if we
but
forget all that, if we just base it
what
off of the story, it makes sense
well,
because
but that's what I was about to get. That what I was getting. This is okay. Now you're getting your come ups, but that's not what the fans want. That's why. Cody is getting booed out the place and having those things said about him because it's like, again, oh,
And
come
I
on.
get that. And I really believe, Bear, that we're at the final stage of the transition. After this WrestleMania, things are going to be very different. I really believe that, right? We got all the young talent there now. Everyone's in place. Dude, how many times have we sat and gone through this particular phase of wrestling?
Oh yeah, a few
You and I,
times.
especially, I can't speak for other people, but you and me, you and I have gone through this from time and time and time and time again, and it
Yeah.
all seems to settle itself, right? We know who the players are on both sides, female and male in WWE. The future is bright. Wrestling is not going to go anywhere. People need just to relax and then watch the show.
Well,
Like if you pay attention, like, okay, I get what people are saying about Cody, I get it. But if we're just basing it on the stories that we're getting, it makes sense.
and that's the thing. We just love to gripe,
No,
honestly.
but it just proves to me that all the hate just proves how much love there is for it,
Oh yeah, definitely.
right?
Yeah, that's why I said you have to be a different creature to be a wrestling fan.
You do, you literally
we
do,
we flip flop so much.
and honestly, I would love to see what these people have to deal with on a day to day basis. Because if this makes them so angry, I would love to see what their lifestyles are, like how, like if this pisses them off, what else pisses them off? Are these the same people that get angry if someone cuts them off in traffic? Are these the same people that get mad at the guy that runs the yellow and then speeds up as he goes through? You know what I mean? But he's slow
Right.
the whole time in front of you, right? Like, who are these people? I would love to know because I believe these are the same people that when the show shows up in their town, they're the ones in the front rows and the things holding up the ones and clapping and cheering and woohoo and being so happy and best time of their life. Then they go home and they're angry again. So is shit that bad at home, people?
It's just the way again, it's just the way we are. We're wrestling fans. We
Yeah.
have no rhyme or reason for half of the
No, no,
things.
no. And I'm learning that, right? And I'm now really deep into X. Okay, I didn't
Oh
want
my,
to go there, but I've gone in. But here's the
woo,
reality of it for me, though. The way I've structured my X, I don't see a lot of negativity because I don't follow that shit. So I'm okay. I'm okay. But X is a great tool, Bear. I'm telling you. I think it's better than Instagram. I think it's better than Facebook. I think it's better than TikTok, even. Like if you want to get shit done, if you want to find people, if you want to talk to people, X seems to be the place, man, honestly. So
I,
I would highly recommend like to start getting into it. Like X is the shit. Honestly, I think
I,
what we need to do is create the Professor and the Samp X page
that
before
sounds like
all the other ones. So look out for that. We're going to come up with that pretty soon. I am writing it down right now with my marker. So I have that sorted, done. Okay, I tell you what, Bear, we could go on for days talking about WWE, but there's one last thing I really want to talk about. Wasn't
okay.
that the best beating Paul Heyman's ever taken in his life?
Oh,
Like, dude, I was watching that. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's old. Like, Paul's
I
really
was gonna
putting it
say,
out there for the company, man.
I was gonna say, you can say anything you want about Paul Heyman, and you might be right on 90% of it,
Yeah.
but you can never, ever say that Paul Heyman doesn't love wrestling because
Oh, he looked like the
that
penguin.
whooped his ass.
Dude, he literally looked like the penguin
Yeah,
rolling around. Like he was a prime example. He's a living caricature of the guy with little arms and little legs and a fat body. And he couldn't like a turtle stuck on his back. Like
yeah.
his legs were too short because he's so fat, with all due respect. He's so fat and round. Like that dude literally could roll down a hill.
Here's what I love about Paul, and and what's missing in wrestling. You don't have enough managers to get that heat on them, and they finally get their comeuppance. You don't have enough of it. We need managers
You know what?
more
Yeah, I agree. I agree
to
completely,
talk
man.
shit. to do dirty things
Yeah.
and get away with it and get away with it and get away with it. Then they finally get that come up. It's a lost art for them, unfortunately.
I think wrestling, in my opinion, like everything else, everything comes back, right?
Yes.
And you look at fashion, you look at things, everything always seems to reemerge. I think we almost need to have cartoony-ish kind of wrestling again. I'm not asking for Duke Jerosies and tugboats and earthquakes and things like that and atom bombs. No, because I think people are smarter than that even at that age. But that kind of lurking in the background, the Bobby Heenans, I really feel that we need to take a step back to that.
Oh yeah.
And guys like Downtown Bruno and guys like that would totally be the best mentors for these young guys and girls coming up right now, right?
One one person that doesn't get enough love as a manager, good God Almighty, and I know it's because of who he represents, but he does those little key things that are great. Prince Nana does not get enough love and respect for what
Prince
he.
Nana and Stokely.
Yeah. Oh, so the wheelchair gimmick has been. Oh man, I love every time I see him rolling
Oh no,
out.
I love those two. And Prince Nana, yeah, he's kind of funny because he almost comes like a character to me as okay, he's a bad guy, I better be a bad guy now.
Yes,
Right?
and
Like
I, I, I love when he used to come out and dance. Now, Saturday he just made a walked out. I was
yeah.
like, oh
And
man,
then that gets everyone
got
pissed off
that
even
heel
more,
in
right?
him.
Speaking of AW, we have the show this weekend, man. It's a Sunday show. So you happy, Bear?
Yes, yes, I'm very happy. It's been a while since we had a Sunday pay-per-view that I can
Yeah.
recall, so
So
I'm really happy.
so here's the thing, because it's a regular pay-per-view now. First thing I'm going to ask you: 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours? How long is the show going to be?
It's probably gonna. They average about 5.5, 6 hours. I think it's gonna be about that. They already said they were doing the pre-show for free
Yeah,
at 7. Well, I think it started at 7, or
yeah.
maybe 6. I can't remember. But
Okay. So do we want to go through it quickly?
yeah, we can do that.
All right, so it's happening this Sunday, March the 15th, from Los Angeles at the crypto.com arena, home of the Lakers and the Kings, respectively. Blah, blah, blah. It's called Revolution. What more do we need here? Here's what I know so far: Ricochet versus someone to be announced for the
Winner of the 21 Battle Royal.
yeah. So they have some big battle royal coming up. So, they have two more shows before this, so anything can change. So we apologize in advance if we've missed something here. But Ricochet will be defending against the winner of that battle royal. So that's on the 0 hour show. I don't know if the rest of these cards, if any of these other matches are, but I'm going to start at the bottom here. Everyone is banned from ringside. Tony Storm versus Marina Schaefer. This should be fun.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it should be really fun. And I love how they've kind of transitioned Tori out of that Tony out of that kind of main, and they've given her
Yes.
something to work with. I really like that. I'm gonna go timeless though.
I think yeah, she's been put to sleep a few times. Tony's been getting the best. I mean, Shafir has been getting the best of her. And honestly, I have to admit this: Serena Shafir has came a long way. I mean, she has become such a amazing worker now that I actually love seeing her matches.
Yeah,
I wish she'd come up with a different finisher. The mother's milk thing is silly to me, but it works for her.
yeah. No, hey, it works for her as well. It totally does. And if you think about it, she came from the other four horsewomen,
Yep.
not the wrestling four horsewomen, the MMA four horsewomen. And if you think about it, this girl's quietly been building her skill set up, right? So, you know, no disrespect to her, she looks great in the ring, but this is a person who's put the time into learning the craft. She hasn't been rushed, right? So, good for her. Looking forward to it. Do you have a prediction?
I'm going to go with Tony too. I think
Yeah,
she
I think
get that
Tony gets it. I mean, based on stories and what the outcome should be,
right.
you should take it. All right, Andrade El Lidio versus Bandito.
That is going to be quietly probably the best match on the card. Those two, if I'm looking so forward to it. I'm going with Andrade, but I'm looking super at this card.
Yeah, I'm going on Andrade as well because he's looking great right now. He's looked better than his first run. He looked better than his time in WWE. It's just
Hey,
he looks really good. So whatever issues he had in the second run with AEW, it seems to be out of the way. He's looking good. This needs to be a guy that needs to be elevated to the top picture
yep,
soon. Okay. So let's move on here. I'm happy to say that Swerve Strickland isn't in a title match. He's fighting Brody King. This is fun. I like this too. The way
I
he choked him out, I was invested in this match after the attack on Wednesday.
I would tell you what. I never thought I needed this match, but I'm looking so forward to it. Brody has came so far since the fall of the House of Black.
Yeah.
I can't wait. And I'm wondering if we're gonna see a Buddy return.
Yo, this is definitely going to be colored.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it
Oh
has
yeah.
to be. It has to be. We're looking at crimson masks, right? I mean, just looking at this match, it looks like a lot of fun. I can't wait for this one. I'm excited, but I believe Swerve's going to walk away. You got to
Yeah.
keep Swerve strong if you're going to build it up to him and Kenny.
Yeah. It doesn't do Swerve any good to take a nail.
Well, this is a sidebar story because the real story is him and Kenny,
Right.
right?
But yeah. But again, this is the match that when you lose, it still can help you. And I think that's what's going to happen with Brody. He's going to lose it, but it's going to elevate his stock even more and give him give him some substance that he really needs. I think.
No, I believe you agree. I agree. And I think it's going to happen in the form of Swerve pulling every single trick he possibly can out of the bag to beat the guy. That's
Right.
going to be the story here. Yeah, he's going to win, but everyone's going to look at Brody, go, my God, like look at him, right? They're going to leave
And
him in the chain in the ring, crimson face with a chain around his neck. I bet
yeah.
that's how he's going to beat him, by having to choke him out in that sense, right? All
Right.
right. That being said, let's move on to the AEW Trio Championship match. Okada, Davis, and Davis, Kyle and Mark, respectively, going up against Mystico, Speedball Mike Daly, and Kevin Knight. I'm gonna call this my bathroom break match. I no disrespect to these guys; they can all move and everything, but really, I have no investment in this because I really don't care about the trios title. That's just my opinion. There's no
Right.
storyline to it. They're just another title that if you're gonna get rid of any title in AEW, this is the one to get it rid of. Right? Okada's already a champion. Why does he need this one?
And Fletcher.
Pamphlet. Well, no, this is not Kyle. Oh yeah, it's Kyle Davis, not Kyle
Yeah.
Fletcher.
Right.
Right? So I mean, yeah. So I mean, the reality of it is just like it's just a filler match for me.
No, I get it.
But
Um,
not to say it's not going to be fun.
yeah, I think it'll be good. Speed, Jet Speed just I felt sorry for him because they won the titles, didn't get a long reign with him, and they just really wanted Hangman to be taken out of the picture.
Yeah.
And so I feel sorry for him, but yeah, they're not gonna win it.
No, no. I think Okada and company keep this for now.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. I'm actually looking forward to this one. We've seen it played out before. We've seen it before, but this time The heels are the faces and the faces are the heels. And I'm talking about Dax, Hardwood, Cash Wheeler, FTR versus the Young Bucks. Um, I'll say this, man. I can never look at the Jackson brothers as faces. It
I
almost seems forced because they are so mean. All this mean stuff that they've done in 2 years. I just, how do you know what I mean? Like them
yeah,
and Jack Perry, even like it's almost a step backwards for Jack Perry because now you're Jungle Boy again. Where's the evolution of the character?
I
That's something no one's really talked about, have they? Or is this their first time?
not that I've heard. And well, one, they dropped the boy out of it. He just jungled per now.
Still, you hear jungle, you
Yeah,
jungle book.
no, I get your point. As far as the Jacksons are concerned, look, I was a big Young Bucks fan. I mean, you for me, if you think tag team wrestling and don't have the Young Bucks in it, you're just hating because whether you like them or not, they're very skilled. They got their stuff down. And where a lot of people all they do the same moves, they do come up with some creative things.
They
Do
do, but they made me hate the super kick.
right. I was gonna say, are they spot monkeys? Yes, but they can wrestle too.
Sure, sure, but
Um,
they've relied on their spots more than their actual wrestling in the last few years.
right. Well,
You know,
it just depends. It depends on who they're wrestling. I have to say
true,
that.
true, true,
Now,
true. But
now
when it matters, it's a spots fest.
with FTR, they have been my tag team for years. And do I think I like I still torn. Do I like them better as heels or better faces? Because they had that face run that was amazing to me. But the heelish FTR just it's something about that that just I'm always excited to see them
Good guys
be
or bad guys, FTR is
yes.
awesome. Okay. FTR to me is the modern day Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, Brainbusters, and they come
Exactly.
out to the Midnight Express music.
They embrace their wrestling style and have no
Even their
shame about it.
jackets remind me of the Midnight Express. Okay, right down to a T. They're a throwback tag team, old school at heart, the mentality, the whole 9 yards. I mean, really, it's like watching the children of Dr. Bruce Pritchard and who's that guy who always used to do that thing with his stomach, man? You know who I'm talking about, right?
I think so.
Jimmy Del Rey,
Oh yeah, yeah,
right? Like, I mean, you just look at those guys. That's who they remind me of, man. Beautiful Bobby Eaton, Stan Lane.
yeah,
That's who they are, right? And the modern
yeah,
day version of it. So
yeah.
that being said, I really want them to keep the title. I think it's better suited. I don't think the Bucks need it.
No, no, they don't.
And once the Bucks get it, they're just going to turn bad guys again.
I I I I like my thought is they're gonna take this. The Bucks are gonna take this L in front of their family.
Yeah.
People are gonna be pissed, and Stokely is gonna get up out the wheelchair to help them win.
What I found interesting about the Bucks is like, oh, they're so upset, like they attacked the family members. Weren't you guys doing that like 6 months ago to other people's families?
I'm about to say tore Kenny up and just, but that hey, that's wrestling though.
No, I get it, but still, come on, man. How soon will you forget? These two motherfuckers were walking out with tacks out sticking out of their sneakers.
I get it. I get
Again, I think the theme of the show is fickle.
it.
Remember the last time it was about the grasshopper?
Yes, it was.
Now we're just showing more and more how fickle people truly are. Okay, so that being said, I'm gonna go with FTR. I want them to win. I don't,
yeah, I do too.
so I'm gonna go FTR. Okay, AEW Continental Championship. This time, no time limit. And I was complaining about this on the actual Grand Slam show. I'm like, well, why did you even put a time limit on it? if this is the way you were going to play it, especially if this was the curtain jerker of the show. You're not setting the great mood in Australia with the show, with this match. Now we're getting the match again, but this time with no time limit. I'm looking forward to the match because it was fun the
Oh,
last time. For the 20
it,
minutes we got,
I love where they're going with it. The only negative that I think is okay. If you're defending 'cause let's be real, Moxley is the only person with a title that does more give more people shots than anybody else. He all when he wrestles on damn near every show, and it's a I can't remember what they call it, but a contenders, if you win you get a title shot. I'm like, good God Almighty. He hell just cut the middleman, give him title shot. Just give it to him.
well, dude, honestly, I mean, we talk about, look at AEW again as an example. Everyone shits on WWE for doing this. They're doing the exact same thing. This guy's due a vacation, but they're not taking him off the TV because they don't have anyone there that can bring in what he's doing. Right. So this is again another example of not giving the middle class or the middle of your card the opportunity to rise. Like this continental championship should not be in John Moxley's world, right? The Kyle Davises, all those guys, the mid card, this should be their title.
Well, hell, you got 7 titles, so I mean,
But you
so
you got you got New Japan's World Championship fighting for this.
well, and look, and if you really look at it like this too, the match is going to be phenomenal.
The match is phenomenal.
And,
I'm just being nitpicky.
right? No, and I understand why and what you're saying. The, and in all seriousness, to me, it's like, well, you got other titles, so you got Ricochet with a title, you got Fletcher with a title, so the middle card has something to go after. And that's kind of the way I look at it.
No, no,
But
I get that. I
in,
get
in,
that.
in this particular match, they've built it up so much,
Yeah. Well, but
and
it
that's what,
makes sense.
yeah.
I completely agree with you, brother man. Okay, that being said, who wins, Moxley or does Kensuke walk away
I
with two belts?
honestly, I would. This is just me. I would put the title on. I was about to call him Suzuki.
Let's just call him Konsuke.
He is going to win. I think this would be a good point for him to win and still have some heat with the Don Callis family, because now Takeshita can say I'm a champion, but then
Okada.
which company say I hold 2 championships.
I think literally what we're building up to here is
They're building,
to Okada Takashi
yes,
matchup here. This is what
yes,
it's
they're
all coming up
building
to,
up for
right?
all in for their big show. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that's what they're building towards.
Because honestly, my favorite Okada is when he was hanging out with the Bucks.
Look, look,
Bitch.
look. I was going to say what's crazy is when you can get one word over like him and Ron Simmons.
Between
Damn,
you got Ron Simmons, damn, Okada's bitch,
bitch.
and Kind Ties, indeed.
What cracks me up is how he used the word bitch. He always does something. I just sit there and wait for it.
Same
It's,
here. He's just like a bitch. Just the
he'll
way he
leave.
does.
I love he get off screen and comes back.
Bitch.
Bitch.
That's it. That's all. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it, man. Less is more, right?
I never thought in my life Okada would be more funny to me than the one of the greatest wrestlers in the world. he he does so both so fluently. And this goes back to people who said, "Oh my God, he should have went to WWE." And he's showing you no matter where he is a master.
No, he totally is, man. And you know what? Some guys are better not going to the WWE, and I think he's one of those guys. Honestly,
Yes,
he doesn't need WWE. Where most
exactly.
guys and girls do need WWE at one point in their life, he can comfortably retire and never going there.
Yes.
Yet,
Again,
ironically enough, in about 10 years, somehow you'll end up in their Hall of Fame. I don't know how, but right.
hey, real recognize real. Hell,
No,
I
no, I get that completely. The day
I
they,
was just
the,
saying,
the, the day
Abdullah
they,
Butcher got in there and he
the day,
never wrestled.
the day they induct him into the WWE Hall of Fame, it's going to be Kenny Omega who inducts him in, and neither guy has ever been in the company.
I can see it.
Right? Like, I'm sorry, man. You made me laugh too. All right. Let's move on. AEW's Women World Championship. Now, this is a title they're doing the right thing by because they keep bringing up new talent, new people into the picture to make this title seem like something. Okay. Becla, world champion, going up against Chris Statlander, which is fair because this is her rematch.
Right.
Um, I'm okay with this match. I don't have a lot that's drawing me to it
Oh, it's a
because
2 out of 3 fall
it's
too.
2 out of 3 falls, yes. And that's fine. Everything is great about the match. I think it'll be fun. But Tony did such an amazing job. That time of Britt Breaker, Tony, and I guess Blake Monroe now,
All right.
right? Those girls, man, they made that title strong. They
Oh
made it
yeah.
really good. I'm not saying it's not strong right now, but it's not, what it was a year ago.
Well, of course. But like you said, that's it's the best thing about it though. You got younger talent, newer, fresher talent. They're going for the title.
Alan, who
And
hasn't had a chance yet,
exactly. And
right?
they're doing such good work. Man, Statlander,
She's paid
she
her
is
dues, dude. She's been there since day one.
and think about both injuries she went through, and people didn't think she would be able to
Return.
be at level because
Yeah.
she has leveled up
Oh,
big
she's doing
time.
great. She's doing great. And the other one,
Yeah.
Hater, Jamie
Oh,
Hater, I'm
yeah.
looking for her to finally explode. She's the next one, in my opinion. That's just, grinded away, grinded away, grinded away. Her time needs to come soon, man. She unfortunately got hit by the injury, whatnot. But I've always liked her. I really have. I
I,
really hope she gets her chance.
I love that they put them in a tag team, and I'm looking forward to seeing them win the tag titles.
No,
It,
for
it's
sure. For
an amazing
sure.
thing. It's an amazing thing that again, this is how strong AEW's women's division has came along because it was one time arguably the worst women's division anywhere, and it has taken this a giant step forward. And all the I have to give the women their credit because all the negativity they've heard and stuff, they went and just made people shut up.
No, I agree with you completely, man. There's one girl that I can't remember what happened to her. I'm just trying to bring her up here really quick here. Oh, here she is. Haruka Shiida. What happened to her?
I think she's back in Japan.
Okay.
She comes in for a while, does a run, then goes back to Japan.
Okay, so this is one of the pioneers of their division, in my opinion. She is, right? Because I mean, she started off the division. Her Thunder Rosa and things like that. So, at a time when they were growing it, unfortunately, this was the girl that was the flagship of the company for them, right? And
Right.
I think she did a great job. And I miss her, man. I wish she would come back because it's just like she's completely being erased.
Well, and it happens sometime when you
It
get
does.
and their women's division just again it gets erased. I mean, the first champion they had, I can't think of the young lady's name, but she comes and goes, and
She was
it's
also Japanese.
yes, and that's the reason why, because they have a certain amount of time they can work here, then they have to go back. So it's just the way it is, unfortunately.
I'm looking her up right now to see if I can find
Riho,
her. Rio, there you go.
yeah, she was the first
Yeah,
champion.
Rio.
And
Rio was the first championship. And
then Nyla
I think
Rose,
someone said something to her because she's wearing kind of like biker shorts now under her gear. Because before she used to wear that really kind of frilly underwear pants,
right,
and it didn't really leave much to my imagination because I could see everything.
right.
I miss those days of AEW. I truly do. And the reason I've dropped this line right now because I just want this will let me know if Mrs. Sampson is actually ever listening. So, so we'll find out if I don't come back next week. She was
If
listening.
it's just the professor
If it's just the
and
professor
we,
and if the sap just comes in like this, okay. It was good chili. Right. So we'll find out. We'll find out. Um Tony Khan, everyone says he's this guy, this nice, beautiful man, this and that, but he can be a real asshole too.
oh yeah,
Hey, let me give you an example. Everyone was shitting on the box. Remember that box, that coffin that opened, and that little rascal, the Mr. Magoo, Danhausen. I love the guy. Okay, I didn't know much about him to be completely honest. I missed most of his segments on AEW, but dude, this guy's amazing. I'm sold on Danhausen. The two promos that I've seen so far, the demands on that paper, like it's the look of the paper, the aesthetics of it, and his demands. I want to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
he
Just
did
think,
get his point. He did get his point with Triple H. So
but just his voice, just the way he delivers the dialogue, his cadence, like the
have
guy's
you
solid,
seen
man.
have you seen the video with Sat with him actually doing the interview out of character?
Yeah, yeah. Chris Van Fleet.
Fleet.
Yeah,
Yes. I was like, I was just sitting there. I'm like, you cannot be Danhausen. Ain't
no, but
no ever.
once you look at it closely, you see it behind the face paint, right? You can see it.
Right, right.
And he just got married recently, so big shout out to Danhausen. You finally came to the big show, I guess, if you want to call it that. Good for you, and thank you, Danhausen, and thank you, Miz, because I didn't realize I needed to see that combination. I didn't realize that was something I needed to experience,
The
and
only,
I can't wait to
only
see what
thing
those two
that,
do.
that if the only thing that can make that better is R-Truth running in every now and then.
Or Ron Cena. Okay, let's talk about that really quickly. So we're good. You know what? Before we forget, for the 15th time, maybe the 20th, I lost count. We're getting Hangman Page against MJF. No, it's probably not 15 or 20. It's tongue in cheek here. But for everything that everyone complains about WWE, their main event is no different from what we're getting at WWE in terms of same guys over and over again. How many times are you going to give the crying cowboy a shot?
Well, at least they got a good step on it.
No, no,
If
they
he,
do. They do. But I mean, we've seen them do this so many times. I mean, they're just, they basically just put a different dress on it. Honestly, I
well,
mean, Texas
John,
match.
I get your point, but this one is if he doesn't win, you don't have to worry about it because he's not getting any more world title shots.
Yeah, as long as MDF is champion.
No, 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 no,
Ever?
ever.
Oh,
He,
ever. Oh,
he,
okay. So that makes it
yeah, he
interesting.
pulled Cody.
Okay, okay. So his
Yeah, so,
contract coming up, and then he's going to show up at WWE, or what's the story
no,
here, man?
no, he's there for a while. He re-signed a while ago, so he's not going anywhere. It's that I think it's like you're saying, some people are getting tired of it, and want that still. Honestly, if he lost, never got a title shot any ever again, okay, they got three, four other titles he can go for.
Making yeah,
So
exactly. But does that kill the project of Hangman because they put so much into him?
I
You know,
don't think so
well,
because no matter there's those people, and you know this
they don't
for a
need
fact.
titles.
Exactly. He can go, he's gonna draw no matter what he does. He is. And he he got a lot to go and he could do so much. Again, it's not gonna hurt him, I don't think.
No, no, no. I'm not either. Okay, so that being said, very quickly, who do you got?
Um Actually I got it MJF.
Yeah, so do I. I have a feeling he's going to carry on here, man.
Yeah, I do too.
He's the face that runs that place, man. He truly is. Um, WCW was Sting's. MGF is AEW.
Yeah. He, he's a franchise.
Yeah, he is. He truly is. He truly is. Okay, that being said, hey, Monet's dropped two now, back to back.
Was it two or three?
Well, she's dropped the TBS,
Right.
and then she's dropped one in Mexico and then another one in Italy.
Oh yeah, it's actually three.
Three then.
She
Okay.
dropped three.
So is she going on holiday or something?
Well,
Or does it
so
make sense? You got to get back to titles at some point if you're not there ever.
well, I like what she's been doing a lot. You know, everybody's complaining she had all those titles, but again, you're gonna give whoever she that beats her is gonna get instant
The rub.
credibility.
Yeah.
So that I was okay with that. And then my thing is she's gonna lose them all,
Yeah.
come
Well,
back and get the AEW title.
that's the one she's never gotten.
Yeah, and that way now she can say she's dead focused on that title.
Yeah.
Nothing else matters until she gets that title.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Fair play. Now I'm going to quickly go back to WWE because there's a couple things that just quickly came to my mind that I thought we have to talk about. So, do you think they did this Cody thing on purpose so everyone would forget the fact that a tag team that was brought together in the second hour of the show is now your number one contender? And I'm talking about Ron Cena and Damian Priest winning the gauntlet and becoming the number one contenders for the SmackDown titles. Now, because
I
normally
think,
people would shit on that like nobody's business, right?
right.
But all the attention was diverted.
I think it was just to give Damian something to get him out of the world title scene for a while.
No, that's
Uh,
fine and dandy. But what are you saying about your tag team division if you're going to give a tag team that was created at the top of the hour a
eh,
shot that's never worked together except selling T-shirts?
but it's funny, and again, for me, it's like, okay, look, you're gonna get a world title at WrestleMania, and it gives Ron his other title where he can skip along, and they'll have a decent match.
No, they will. And those two
And
work good together because I mean, here's the reality of Damian Priest. He's reduced. He can't move much anymore. All right. A lot of these guys, and this is the problem. Guys aren't breaking that ceiling as young as they would hope. A lot of the big names and the guys getting mega pushes are all in their late 30s to mid 40s now. Right. So, it almost feels like once you hear how old Bronson Reed is, oh, he's not that young. Oh, he's
mm-mm.
almost 40. What took so long? Well, some guys don't get to shot till later on in life,
Yeah, well,
right? Look at LA Knight.
that's exactly what I was gonna bring up. That right there is I told people this, and they were like, they looked at me crazy. I was like, man, Knight ain't about to get the title. They waited too long. His they've got him so looking like a dumbass. um, he's not gonna get it. And on top of that, what is he gonna do for WrestleMania?
Well, look, if we're going to talk about that very, really quickly here, because we're getting close to the time here. Um, I told you yesterday off air. I believe it's going to be Obafemi versus Brock at Mania. At first, I thought maybe LA Knight because he was driving the ambulance. You know, so
Right,
you got the Usos, who I think should probably, if you got the Usos and you got LA Knight, something's gonna happen with those three because why is he hanging out with Jimmy all of a sudden? Why him? Why are LA Knight and Jimmy working together? You know what I mean?
right.
From that perspective, right? So why? And the funny thing is, where did he take him? He didn't take him
Yeah,
to the hospital, and we never heard about it again for the rest of that show.
yep,
So we'll see how that all kind of plays out. But yeah, all right, Bear. I tell you what, man. The theme of today's show, the kids, is fickle, and you all love wrestling so much that you have to be so hateful. You know, it's kind of that example of when your dad slapped you. I'm not saying this is the case, but your dad slapped you or gave you a punishment because you didn't take care of your little brother. And you look at the old man in the eye, go, you love him. You love him so much that you're willing to kick my ass.
yep.
Right?
Hey,
So
I can say I never got that because I was the baby. So many of times my brothers got knocked upside the head if something happened to me. So yes, definitely understand.
it happened to me a couple of times because I had a little sister. Right. And, sometimes, it is what it is. I get it. But, anyways, that's neither here or there.
I was
Um,
going to say too, I treated my son like that. If something happened to your sister, you might as well make it happen to you. Don't come home and
well,
I
that's
find
it.
out you didn't do something.
That's it. And that's it. Right. I mean,
But
unfortunately,
I will say this, my daughter, she loves her family. I remember when my son got into a fight and he was getting gang. She grabbed her backpack and dove in the fight swinging. They know they go together. If something happened to one, it happens to both of them.
no, I get that completely, man. And I've seen it. I've seen it play out. I mean, the difference with us, though, was my sister is 6 years younger than me.
Mm,
So we were close, but we weren't close. Does that make
right,
sense?
I
Like,
get that.
like there was a lot of gap there.
Yeah,
I mean, what's a 12-year-old going to do with a 6-year-old? It was always a transition. I was always one level above her.
right. That
So
and me and my oldest brother, he's 10 years older than me, so
exactly. Oh, there you go. You can see it.
yeah, well, hell, my oldest, the middle brother, he's 9 years older than me, and my sister, she's 7.5 years older than
Well,
me.
that's a
So
huge
yeah, I
gap.
definitely get it.
Right? It totally gets. It sucks. We were close. I think we're
Yeah,
closer now as adults.
that's what I was gonna say. Once I was be when I got older and understood life a little bit better, and not that, like you said, not that we weren't close, but we're just super close. It's just something now that we all understand a lot better.
100%. Because, like I said, when
And
I was 18, she would have been 12. I'm sneaking out of the window,
right,
sort of a deal at that phase of life
exactly.
and whatnot. And, for me, it was all about the club and this and that. So, I mean, what can I do with a 12-year-old in that sense, right? All I can do is take you for ice cream, stuff like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Monday Night Raw. I don't know what to expect, but something should happen good, I hope, as we are on the final. Like, if you think about it, we got 5 Raws maybe and 5 SmackDowns before the big show comes. And
Yep.
I guess we'll find out everything there. So they got 10 shows to give us WrestleMania. We'll figure it out. We'll see what happens tonight when Raw hits the air. Um,
One thing I want to talk about before we go,
sure.
I got blessed Saturday night to hold the NWA World Heavyweight title.
Oh, that's correct. And I asked you one question. What was my first question?
What did it, what, hell, what was it?
Did you wash
I,
your hands after?
Oh yeah, yes, yes. I it was an amazing thing to hold that title,
Oh
knowing
man,
how many great champions come from that lineage.
Harley Race.
Man, Flair, Harley Race, Jack Briscoe, uh, Dory Funk, Terry Funk.
Did
Uh,
Hogan ever hold that?
nope,
Never
he's
had
never.
that one, eh?
Nope.
Wow,
Um,
that's
oh,
weird. You would have thought he would have had it at some point.
uh, no, no, because it was dying by the time he was
No, fair play, but he was mainstream from get go.
right. Well, no, no, that's not true either.
Well, I
He
mean,
was,
most of his time was AEW or AWA and
but before
WWE.
that, look, I'm not a Hogan fan, but I will defend him. He did do a lot of indie wrestling
Oh,
before
no,
he
no,
hit.
no, no. He did that. He did absolutely, mostly in Florida, though, right? So,
No, he
no, he was
tended.
all over the place. See?
He was here in Knoxville. He
Okay,
wrestled.
okay, okay. Fair play. Fair.
That's
You
what
would
I
know
say.
that more than I would, Bear. You
Yeah.
would know more
But
than I would.
But just to hold that title, I
Yeah.
almost cried because I was privileged to hold the title. The champ, I said, hey, you mind if I hold it? He's like, no. He gave it to me. I'm just holding my arms out like this. So I'm just like,
You didn't put it over the shoulder.
oh. No, I wasn't worthy. I was not worthy to do it.
You didn't do. You didn't do one of these. Yay!
Nope. I just held it. I held it like I was holding a baby that
Like
I
this.
did not want to drop.
You didn't do one of these, kind of the Mr. Bean thing, showing everyone. You see what I'm
Uh-uh.
putting up, right?
Uh-huh. Nope, I couldn't do it.
This is
I was
still my favorite belt of all of them.
oh definitely mine too. Yeah, and getting to experience that and one joke, it was funny to me.
Yes, sir.
Um, so the champ, me and the champ took a picture, and the owner, uh, uh, Joe Kazana was standing there, and he's like, "Wow, Barry's taller than you."
Uh,
And he's like, I scooched down. I didn't want to make him feel bad.
No, no, no. You know what? Sometimes the bear, you got to stand tall, brother man, because I mean, when a bear's standing on his two back legs,
Well,
then you see the true beauty.
I didn't see the picture until the next day because I had came in late and
Right.
somebody took it for me. So I looked, I'm like, holy crap, me and him are the same size. And
That's awesome, brother.
I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
I'm a little bit wider than him. Man, what could have been?
Oh, everything can be, man. Anything could happen still, man. And you never know. Maybe next time, in the next little while, Bear shows up here with that belt on his shoulder.
I'm about to say, knock him out and cash in my my money in the bank or whatever NWA calls it.
Hey, dude,
Gets in
we'll
the
do.
run.
I would be front row and center for that one, man. I would be front row and center for that one. But that being said, man, everything is in the books. We've talked about everything and anything in between this show. Fickle, fickle, fickle. People stop being fickle, man. Stop being fickle wrestling fans and just stop being fickle people in real life. You know what? Look around you. The world is burning. There's so many issues, so many things happening. Man, our lives are good. We're
I
blessed.
was I would say this. I'd rather you be a fickle wrestling fan than a fickle person.
Okay, fair play, brother. I appreciate
Because
that. Yes.
again,
Yep.
we can go back and forth, we can like change our mind. That's fair. But if you fickle in life, stay the hell away from me. I don't need that.
Look, here's the reality of it, Bear. We live in a world these days where everybody has a gripe or an issue with something or the other. Okay. And that's you and me as well. That we're not excluded from that. Okay. But the
Exactly.
reality of it is appreciate what you have in front of you, people. Appreciate the people you have around you, the people who choose to be around you.
because you never know when the Lord will take them away.
You never know when anything's going to be taken away. You never know when we're going to be taken away. Okay. And that's just the reality of life. I'm not trying to put a downer on it. I'm not trying to make anyone scared. I'm not asking anyone to wrap themselves in bubble wrap because even that's not going to save you. All right. I'm a firm believer the day where we're born is the day we already know the day we're destined to go. Right. That being said, while you're here for the short little journey that we're on, because this is just a blip, it's not even a speck of dust what our existence is on this planet. Just be the best you can. Love the people around you that unconditionally love you, and just be the best people you can to yourselves. That's all I ask. All right. Hate wrestling, love wrestling, and that's what makes it fun. You give us stuff to talk about. So anything I've said, I apologize if I hurt anyone's feelings. I didn't mean to. Actually, no, I don't. I meant to. But see, now we'll know if anyone's watching. Okay. So, right. But that being said, fight for your dreams, work your asses off, because hard work is the only way to achieve your goals. Exactly. Unless you win the lottery. Right? Or you inherit a big chunk of money. The rest of us, hard work, and do not let anyone step in your way or discourage you from the things that you want to achieve.
Amen.
I'm Bobby Sampson.
I am the Professor.
Roar, 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 roar. I'm still going to do that, dude. Okay. We are Professor and The Samp. Mama Team the Marks are waiting the wings to sing us out because they're doing a concert later on, so we don't want to hold them up either. Professor and The Samp every Monday. Guys, make sure to check us out. We talk about it the way it needs to be talked about. We don't sugarcoat it. Agree with us, disagree with us. Let us know in the comments, because without your input and your feedback, we think we're doing the right thing.
Exactly.
Professor and The Samp. We'll see you next Monday.
They're Professor and The Samp, yes, Professor and The Samp. One's a historian, the other loves to chant. They talk about the fights, all the slams and lights. It's wrestling mayhem day and night. They're Professor and The Samp, yes, Professor and The Samp. Their takes are quite insane, the wrestling world's their game. They break it down.